What's going on, YouTube? This is Micro Mike here with my partner, Risky's Football Talk, and we have a special guest, Mr. Carl Alexander III. What up, though, Risky?
Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
Hey, living the dream. What it do, Carl?
What up, man?
Hey, you guys excited for this talk, man? We're going to be going over the NFL draft and how we think we went down. What do you guys think, man?
I think went great. I mean, we don't have any holes on the team anymore. It's just a nice feeling, you know.
NFL draft and how we think. Yeah, man, it was a great draft. And what up, Doe Beast Mode? What up, Doe D Williams? What up, Doe George Morgan? Nicholas Air, man, thanks for joining the chat. We got a good one today, fellas. We definitely do. Before we get into everything, I'd like to give a huge shout out to Risky's Football Talk and Carl Alexander III. If you have not subscribed to them, please do so. They're the newest YouTubers, and we're trying to get them up there with subscriptions so we can then go on their channels, talk about Detroit Lions, and go from channel to channel. Also, same with Detroit Drew. Give him a huge shout out. The guy is awesome when it comes to Detroit Lions content. Man Beast Morris, Everything King, and of course the boys of the round table with Luke Cheesefield Review, 313 JMO, the Gridiron Blitz, and Noble Sports Entertainment. So, man, before we get into it, let's talk about the news around the NFL real quick.
Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up,
So,
Luke?
what's going on in the NFL? So, let's start with first, it looks like the Redskins, Joe Theismann will consider giving Haskins his number.
Okay.
I think about that, man. I think that's okay. Joe Theismann's not that big of a deal to me. What you guys think?
I mean, a number isn't really that important. I don't really think. I mean, that's a nice thing that he's doing that because you should be able to pick what number you want. But I don't know. It doesn't really. It's not that important to me.
Yeah, I agree with Rich. It's really not that important to me. So it is what it is.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. What up, though, Luke G? Welcome to the chat. What up, though, Michael Christian? What up, though, Detroit's Big Will? Troxel Sports. What up, though, man? We got a good one here. So, it looks like the Seahawks also added another receiver. What does that go for Doug Baldwin?
They think he's either going to retire or they're trying to move on. They're like preparing to move on or something like that.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to move on from Doug Baldwin. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's why they got DK. That's why they got Gary Jennings Jr. I mean, it's either because they know Doug Baldwin. I don't think he's going to be 100% by the start of next year. They're going to trying to get as many weapons around Russell Wilson, that $35 million quarterback, as they possibly can. And I think that's a good thing, in my opinion, because you want to give him the opportunity to succeed. And that's something that Detroit's been wanting to do. And I think that this draft we have, and I think that's kind of how we're kind of similar in the same way.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think them signing Russell Wilson to that mega contract, they're trying to also free up some cap space. So we probably could see them move on from him at some point, maybe before.
Would you want to trade for him?
What up?
Would you want to consider trading for Doug Baldwin, like maybe mid-season?
Ooh, a mid-season trade. It just depends how Amendola is doing. I know we drafted also the receiver, that's 6Q. So it really depends how injuries fall. Say we have a big-time injury and we're really close to a championship-type team, then I would say, yes, if you're trying to make the jump. However, if we're not doing any bad with injuries and everything's going fine, I would say no.
I like Doug Baldwin a lot. If we know he's not going to be injured the second he starts to play.
I agree for sure.
I think that if he plays this year, it's going to be his last year with the Seahawks, and I think that could be like maybe a good find for Bob Glenn. I think that's what he should consider. But again, if Travis Fulgham and Marvin Jones start to do good, Damian Amendola starts to shows us that he still has some stuff left, then I don't know, maybe don't do it because that's still some cap that you're gonna take some like cap hit.
Yeah, for sure. Also, in a kind of a no-brainer move, Carson Wentz's fifth-year option was exercised. Personally, I think that's no choice. They got rid of Nick Foles. Mm-hmm. They got to have a quarterback, and if they didn't do it, that would be a real stupid move for them.
That was. We also got a Taylor Decker's fifth-year option as well today.
Yeah, I like that as well. I think that's a no-brainer move. Obviously, Taylor
Mhm.
Decker is not as great as he initially was after his injury. However, I think he's a solid left tackle, and
Yeah.
he's definitely fits in with our scheme going forward.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like just after maybe one off season, I think he can do better. He can like show us the promise he showed us in his rookie year. But definitely, it's good that we got him that 5th-year option because he has been solid.
For sure. All right, we hear it says nobody is looking at Khalil Hodge from Beast Mode. Man, what is going on with that, man?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's
That is
crazy.
crazy.
It is insane. I don't get it, man. I like the player. I like the individual, his resilience throughout his career after reading about him. And it's terrible that he's not signed. Maybe Bob Quinn, man, if you're listening to any of us, sign Khalil Hodge.
Yeah, dude, Troxel's on a mission, man. He's messaging Rod Wood and he's messaging Khalil Hodge. It's crazy. But I love that stuff, man. It just shows you the passion we have for our Detroit Lions.
And when we talk about passion, I got to talk about this. I went on YouTube and I watched a Freep video with Carlos Manure. And usually when I watch these videos, they get a lot of thumbs up and stuff. However, there was more thumbs down this time than thumbs up. I was so happy about that.
What was the video about?
It was about the draft grade of the Detroit Lions. And of course, Mr. Manure gave us a D-.
Ooh, wow.
Why?
Because the guy is straight trash. And I think Lions fans has had enough. I think the DSA and the DVE is really starting to break bread in a grassroots movement, and it's starting to destroy these idiots.
That's ridiculous. D-?
Yeah.
They're not the Packers.
D- he gave us. He has no idea what in the world. And if you look at the comments, all the people are like, you have no idea what you're talking about. I was so joyed by seeing that, man. It's already starting to change.
Man, that's ridiculous. How? Like, I can see like the worst people give us at least a C. He gave us a D-. That's disrespectful.
And well, think about Carlos. Carlos last year when we got Ragnow, he gave us an F.
I mean,
what?
Yeah, we see how that turned out to be.
Yeah, that guy has no idea what he's talking about, and so
I wouldn't even watch his. I wouldn't even watch his stuff. That's ridiculous.
Absolute trash. Absolute trash.
4 starters later from that draft, and he's still. I wonder if he still stands by that because we got 4 starters that draft.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And we got our undrafted free agent, the guy that I wanted in the 4th round, Mr. Beau Benchois. And that is the icing on the cake.
It is. I think the cherry on top would be Khalil Hodge, but Beau Benchois, that solidifies the offensive line. That completes it. Gives Tyrell Crosby some competition there at right guard, and that's perfect. Gives us some O-line depth as well.
All right, Noble Sports says, what up, though, fellas? Detroit Sports Alliance is a grassroots all day. Absolutely. Troxel says that means we are getting it right. Hey, it started with you guys, and it's spreading, man. It's spreading like wildfire. This is a great movement. We're getting Detroit Lions fans from all over the country coming together, all ages from young to old, and we're coming together and destroying the legacy media. I absolutely love it.
Exactly.
All right, so back in the news, Chiefs are likely to take action on Tyreek Hill this week. In my prediction, I think he'll be suspended the whole year. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I feel like the Chiefs feel that the same way because they got McCole Hardman in the 2nd round. They kind of prepare for Tyreek Hill to get suspended. I could definitely see that. And when they drafted him in the 5th round, it was going to happen at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, there is a line that cannot be crossed, and when you're breaking your kid's arm, that is a line you don't cross. I've never even would come to a rage to my point to where I could hit my kid. And if someone hit him so hard they break an arm, I think he should be in jail, and I think he should be kicked out of the league.
Yeah, I think Tyreek Hill is gone, man.
They just need more evidence because they know he's a big name in the NFL right now. And the Chiefs, man, they're getting screwed by all that stuff. They have to start drafting some good players because that can't happen. And I think they know that. They have to do better with the general management. And that's why Bob Glenn, I think he's been staying away from these players. And everyone was screaming, get Kareem Hunt, get Tyreek Hill. And, these players, they're not even going to be on the team when they turn 25.
Now, with Kareem Hunt, I wasn't as upset at him as with Tyreek Hill because I think his incident is not bad at all. I seen it, and it wasn't good, but it wasn't like damning like Tyreek Hill's. His was pretty damn damning.
It wasn't that bad, but if you're in the NFL, there's video cameras. If you do something like that, you're going to get kicked out. Then why do you do it? You're going to get paid millions and millions of dollars a year, and you waste it all on that rage. I don't know. I don't think Tyreek Hill, if he gets cut, I don't think he's coming back.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think Tyreek Hill's coming back. But another thing about Tyreek Hill is it's good for our chances to beat the Chiefs too.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah. Plus, they have to come to our house, and now their best weapon besides Patrick Mahomes is not going to be available. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. What do they have? Like Travis Kelce, Sammy Watkins, and Mecole Hardman?
Yeah.
Okay.
They did upgrade on the defense, but still, it gives us a better chance. Yeah. Now, it looks like Sebastian Janikowski retired from the NFL. Good for him. He's had a solid career. 18 years? Yeah. Also in the NFL news, it looks like 600,000 attended the NFL draft. Dang. That is a giant number.
Wow, that's a lot of people, man.
A lot of people, man.
Imagine trying to get to the draft.
It makes me want to reconsider if I should go to the draft again because the last time I went, there was 3,000. 600,000. Good God, man, that's a lot of people.
And they had to do some kind of if it was like raining or like if there was a storm, they had to like evacuate or something. That would be crazy.
That would be crazy. All right, man. So let's move on from the NFL. Now let's talk about what's going on, what's new in the black and blue. So we're just going to simply do grades when it comes to the NFC North. I'd like to start with the Chicago Bears. So they did not have a first-round pick nor a second-round pick due to the trade of Khalil Mack. So their first pick in the third round was David Montgomery, running back from Iowa State. What do you guys think of that pick?
They would have never had to make that pick if they didn't get rid of Jordan Howard. So I think, David Montgomery, that's a good pickup, but it doesn't scare me. Snacks, that's his snack.
Yeah,
this little rookie running back, he's gonna devour that kid.
Yeah, they're clearly trying to replace Jordan Howard, but I'm not scared.
Yeah, they can't get any rookie running backs besides Saquon Barkley that's gonna scare me or get past that D line because I doubt this year, especially this year with Trey Flowers, Deshaun Hand, Ashawn Robinson, Austin Bryant, all those guys on the defensive line. No one's getting past us, and especially our safety, Will Harris. He's pretty good against the run as well. And then we got Jelani Tavai. He's good against the run as well. So you're not getting past our defense trying to run the ball. I think we're going to be the best team in the NFL when it comes to our run defense next year. One of the best or in the top three. I think that's what our strength is going to be next year.
Yeah.
I completely concur with that. I believe that our defense is going to be really strong, and it needs the gains that the NFC North made when it comes to their offense. I don't think it's really going to mean a whole lot to us. They got rid of Howard, and so this was their replacement, and I don't think he's as good as them. For what they had, I give them, a B- for their NFL draft simply because they didn't have two picks for the first and the second, but they do got Khalil Mack. So I think they did okay for what the situation gave to them. But again, I don't think it was anything outstanding. So from there, let's go to the Minnesota Vikings. Now, their first-round pick was Garrett Bradbury, the center from North Carolina State.
They had a good draft. I give them a A.
I give them an A as well. What up, Snoil OG, Mr. Dirks? Thank you for joining the chat. We are getting close to talk about the Lions, but I just want to get through the NFC North quick. So yeah, they took the center, and then the second round pick, they took the tight end, Mr. Irv Smith Jr. was a great trade or pick.
That was a deal.
Yeah, they got a good pick. They got a good draft. They got a good draft. For sure.
Yeah, man.
They're going to be competitive in the NFC North this year. I feel like they had a solid A draft, getting a center who was really well, as well as Irv Smith Jr. was a fantastic pick for them. They had a solid team on defense already, so since they did a lot of offense, especially early, I think that was a smart move by them. But when, again, they still got Kirk Cousins, who I don't think's elite. I think he's okay.
He's about average.
Average. And again, I think they're going to be an 8-8 type team, so it doesn't affect us too much, in my opinion.
I think their draft. They're not. I think our team is like way more complete than their team. And I think what it comes down to is they have two really good tight ends. We have two really good tight ends. It comes down to the quarterback, and we have the better quarterback.
I honestly believe that as well. Mr. Dirk says the first 4 games will determine what our future holds. We have to go 3-1 to get in the NFC North lock, no less than 2-2 to make the playoffs. 1-3, and I'm telling y'all that we're not getting there. I don't believe we're going to go 1-3 at all. I think there's a chance we go 3-1.
Yeah,
I think the toughest game is going to be against the Chargers. I think that's going to be the toughest game.
Yeah, that's my opinion too.
That's my opinion as well. I think the Chargers are a solid team. Their defense was damn near the best in all of football, and that's going to be tough.
It will. Well, do you think Phillip Rivers will kind of regress this year?
At some point, age has got to hit him, and it could definitely happen this year. It seems like
they didn't really get like a offensive lineman either. I thought that was probably should have been on their like top of the list.
Yeah, I think they're going all in this year. This may be the last year they definitely go all in with Phillip Rivers' age. So I understand how they went. It's basically a boomer bust year for them, so they're going to be putting their best game against us. It's going to be tough.
Yeah. What do you think about the Packers?
Okay, the Packers, man. I think they had a terrible draft, in my opinion.
Ooh.
I have no idea why they picked Rashawn Gary out of Michigan. I think he's overrated.
That was a great pick for me.
Yeah, it was a great pick, man.
I have no idea what they were thinking. I think they got Darnell Savage Jr. Safety was okay. But I believe that didn't they trade up to get him?
Yeah, they did. There's better safeties on the board, in my opinion.
I agree. I'm with you 100%. I think there was better safeties on the board. I don't know what in the world. Then they got a guard in the second round, which is okay. But
they went Elton Jenkins, and then they went Jace Sternberger in the third. Jace Sternberger was their best pick, in my opinion. He fell to 75, and that was a good pick for them. The one thing that I didn't want the Packers to do this year was get weapons for Aaron Rodgers, and they didn't do that. Jace Sternberger, I'm not scared of him. He's like he's more of a receiving tight end, and I think we can cover that. Elton Jenkins, he's not a top 2. He's not a top talent, you know. I think if they got Garrett Bradbury, like a good offensive lineman at 12, that would have been different. But no, they didn't do that. So really, their goal this draft should have been getting Aaron Rodgers everything he needed to succeed, and they did not do that.
What do you think about that, Carl?
Yeah, I agree. I think they had a terrible draft.
I'm 100% agreement. I thought they would go Noah Fant. Jace Sternberger is a good tight end, so I'm not gonna downplay him. I just don't feel they gave Aaron Rodgers enough weapons. He's aging. He's a lot more injured than usual. I think they failed to help him out, and that team is it's on its downward spiral. I think I think next year they're gonna look for Aaron Rodgers' replacement, and they'll be in full rebuild mode.
I mean, they didn't even need Rashawn Gary.
No, they didn't.
That's just what surprises me. And if they wanted someone on the inside, they could have went like, what's his name? He was the guy that went Christian Wilkins. He's much better.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing over there in Green Bay. I think that
I like it.
I like it. I absolutely like it a lot. I'm sure their fans are scratching their heads like, what in the hell is going on? I think they're gonna be a bad team for for a couple years here. I think they're definitely going to be in rebuild mode next year. They're going to blow it up. You know,
Mhm.
they're the
Oh, man.
dumpster for a while.
Yeah. They didn't even get a running back. That's what kind of like, that's kind of bad.
Yeah, they got Dexter Williams in the 6th round.
I mean, he's good, but
Yeah.
you still need to get Aaron Rodgers a running back.
I mean, they should have went up higher for a running back though.
In my opinion, they should have went like inside interior offensive line, whether that's like Garrett Bradbury or Cody Ford at 12, and then maybe at 30 you go tight end. Irv Smith was there. I would have done that, pulled the trigger right there. And then you go down and you get maybe a running back, David Montgomery or someone like that. Justice Hill, I think they should have really just focused on Aaron Rodgers this year. In free agency, they got a bunch of players on defense. I mean, you got Aaron Rodgers, and you're not going to give him anything to succeed. It's just questionable, and it really. I feel bad for him, but at the same time, I like it because I've never really. I don't really like the Packers that much. I mean, of course I don't, but like, I don't know. I just feel bad for him right now.
I despise the Packers. I don't like them at all. I'm very happy this is going on. I feel like we got Matt Millen as general manager. I know what it feels like, but I'm happy about it. So let's get to a couple questions here. It says, Mr. Dirks believes that Philadelphia would be our toughest game. That could be. I mean, it all depends on their quarterback. Is he going to play or not? He's always injured, and even now, like ever since he got injured, he seems like he's not a superstar like he has been before that. And so it could be and it could be not. Philadelphia Eagles are a weird team like that. George Morgan says, give me Phillip Rivers at the beginning of the season over the end. Absolutely.
Yep.
I don't understand why the Chargers suck at the beginning of the year, but they always do. But they end up fighting strong. So
yeah,
man, that's a good thing.
And George Morgan also says Green Bay is rebuilding, not telling anyone. That's why weapons, so they can lose and be realistic and grab a quarterback this next year. I that very well could be. I think that have we seen with all the disruption that happened in the offseason with the Green Bay Packers, I think it's pretty clear that they're coming up for rebuild mode and they're ready to move on from Mr. Rodgers. So.
Dang, you really think they're ready to move on from Rodgers?
I think this is his last year. I think they're gonna. Well, let's put it this way. I think they're gonna draft a quarterback next year, whether he plays, the whole season next year or gets passed up. That's debatable, but I think they're gonna draft his successor next year, just like they did with Brett Favre, and they drafted Aaron Rodgers when they had Brett Favre.
Dang.
All right, man. Now it's time for the fun part. Let's talk about our Detroit Lions.
Let's go.
All right, round 1. TJ Hockenson, Iowa. You know I love this pick. I love TJ Hockenson. I give this a grade A+. I believe he is the best player on the board. He's a blue chipper, and he's going to revolutionize our offense.
I give it A+ as well. Yeah, exactly what you said. He's going to be able to help us in the run game. He's going to help us in the pass game. He's another receiver. I mean, when you look at the receivers, you hear Kenny Golladay, Marvin Jones, and that's pretty much it, in my opinion. I mean, you also got Danny Amendola and Brendan Poole, but I don't really think they're really going to do that much this year. And when you get T.J. Hockenson in there, that's just such an amazing weapon for Matthew Stafford. And I think that's why it's an A+, because it's just he's so effective in the passing game, and he's so effective in the running game. So A+ there.
Yeah, I love this pick, man. I'll give it A+ because he gives another option in the passing game, helps the run game. I mean, he just helps everything in the offense.
I see that my boy, the ghost of Judah Tribe, is here. I've been trying to get a hold of you, man. Hey, I don't want to dog this guy, man. I promised him I wouldn't. I told him we'll have a lively debate, a friendly debate, and he agreed. He agreed to. So I'm not going to show him any disrespect. So again, Mr. Judah Tribe, just I sent you my email, and if you would like to contact me, we can set that up. But again,
just Judah, if you have anything to say, call in. If not, stop Just block him in the chat if he doesn't call in, because I really don't care. I don't want to have him have that negativity in there.
Okay, I see that. I see Ghost to Your Tribe said he sent an email back. Okay, man, after this live stream, I will go ahead and get a hold of you and we can talk. Again, I don't want to show any disrespect because we have a difference of opinion when it comes to the NFL. I also like to talk. So when we do our lively debate, I'm going to talk to him. Obviously, I'll probably talk to him on the phone first. But I told him that I would like to have a lively debate when it comes to the NFL. Also, so there's some other subjects he's interested in, and I'm sure we'll talk about that. And so, at some point, I'll get a hold of them and we'll talk about that. But again, I believe in the First Amendment, and I believe in the idea of freedom of speech. So I'm not gonna block him from my chat. I'm not gonna block him from my comments as well. I just believe I'm not going to take anything personal at all, and I think it's if we talk, someone that disagrees and we talk it over, it's the best way to resolve issues, and that's my personal opinion. With that said, Judah, I would just ask that you show respect to the individuals on here as well, and you could dog us. That's fine with me. Just let's not get personal with the gentlemen that I have on with me. These are young guys. They're not even one of them's not over the age of 18. So I would just appreciate just show a little bit of respect in that. Where, okay, all right. So I believe TJ was a great pick. Carl, did you do your opinion with TJ Hockenson at all?
Yeah, I thought he was a great pick. Yeah, I said that already. Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to the 43rd overall pick. Linebacker Jahani Tavai, Hawaii. Personally, I give this a B grade, and it was a little bit of a scratcher at the moment, in my opinion. But then Mr. 313 JMO give a interesting perspective when he says he's 6'2", and we always had the issue of blocking the tight end. I think he could fit that, as well as he fits our scheme with versatility. So what do you think about that, fellas?
I give it a B plus. I mean, it's a linebacker. He's gonna be able to rush the quarterback. Matt Patricia wants his linebackers to be able to rush the quarterback, and what's better than a linebacker? I mean, for our linebackers to rush the quarterback, and what's better than a linebacker that can line up on the defensive line and can also drop back in coverage? Quarterbacks are never gonna know what's gonna happen. Is this guy gonna rush me? Is this guy gonna drop back in coverage? So it's always gonna. It's kind of like a mind game in a way. So I think that's a very good chess piece. It's a very good, and I think the defense is kind of revolve around what he's going to do.
Yeah, I thought I give it a B because I need to do a little more research and for what I've seen so far, he brings some versatility. I like that.
Yeah,
I like his versatility.
D. Williams gives this pick a C. I can't argue with that as well. Yeah. I mean, it was a head scratcher. We all got to admit that. But we are also not scouts, and we may not understand what exactly they were looking for. So the reason I give it a B is I defer to Bob Quinn himself. If it wasn't Bob Quinn and it was Mayhew or Matt Millen, I would give it a D. But since Bob Quinn has done well with drafting, I'm going to elevate that to a B.
Yeah, another thing is that on NFL Network, on ESPN, this guy was probably ranked 240 or something like that. But on Bob Quinn's draft board, he was ranked as an early second-round pick, and I think you just gotta trust that. Trust an actual general manager, and don't trust those guys at NFL Network.
Yeah, I agree.
Now Ghost to Judah says he runs a 4.6. Cohen gonna kill that guy. Well,
Cohen's 5'8".
We'll see though, because Cohen is a speedy running back, and it will be interesting because just how they use him as a linebacker. Is he going to be rushing the passer mostly? Or is he going to be covering tight ends? So will he be primarily used to stop the running back? I don't know. I really don't believe so. I think he's more meant for the tight end position.
I think we might put a safety on him if it becomes a problem. Like a Will Harris who ran a 4.4, by the way.
Yeah. And it just depends how they use him. We know at Matt Patricia, His schemes is always different. It's different week after week, as well as there's always trying to mix things up. So we'll see how that goes. So we'll move on from him and we'll go to our third round pick. Will Harris, defensive end, Boston College. I like the pick. We needed defensive end. He's a big body. He's strong, and he's fast when it rushes the passer. I think he could have been a second-round pick, and we got him in the third round. I think that was great value. I give that a B+.
I give it an A-, and because he's a leader. And whenever people went up to when Bob Gwynn went to Boston College, people will talk about how this guy was a leader. He was like a team captain and stuff. He's very good in the run. He's very athletic, and he had 265 tackles. I think that's very good. I think that's exactly what we want in our secondary to complement Tracy Walker and Quandre Diggs.
Yeah, I give the pick an A- because the kid, he's versatile. You can put him. You can put him at corner.
Yeah,
you can put him anywhere. Like Boston College, they put him from linebacker to corner to safety, and they blitz him a lot.
Yeah,
and
yeah. That's what I said. He can cover Cohen, and Bob Glenn said he can play 7 different positions. So that's a good pick. That's a very good pick in my opinion.
Awesome. Go Lions is going back to linebacker. Tavai says he's a beast. We will see for sure. Roland G says, everyone at my work upset about the draft. They laughed at me because we said we had good players. TJ pick was an issue, and most said we didn't have enough weapons. I laughed as well, and we'll talk about draft grades from other sites and how they underestimated us, how ridiculous it sounds. D. Williams, he gave the third-round pick a B. I can't argue with that. That's pretty solid. Hightower is 6'2", 265. Tavai is 6'2", 250. So they're very similar in height and weight. Great observation, Mr. Beast Mode. I absolutely agree with you. I think it's a fit pick, a scheme pick. And so I 100% agree with you with that. Tone of voice, what up, Doe? He says, if you feel better, swap the 5th with 2nd and keep it moving. I give everyone an A+ until they prove me wrong. Hey, I love your optimism, man, and you could be 100% right. They could end up all being studs, but I got to give my picks to you all and what I kind of feel about it, so y'all understand where I'm coming from. So let's move on to the 4th round pick, and that is a defensive end, Austin Bryant, Clemson, another defensive end with the ability to rush the passer. I also read that he has the ability to drop back some as well. So, again, it's another valued pick. So we got the safety, the linebacker, and now a defensive end.
Yep. I don't think when in his rookie season he's going to start that much. I think people like Romeo Okwara and Deshaun Hand are going to be in that spot that he's in. But I think he's going to start to grow on the team. He's a team player. He's very competitive. He's very physical. He played with it while he was injured, which just shows his toughness right there, in my opinion. And I think that's a really solid pick, especially in the 4th round. I think at the beginning of the season, you're not going to really see that much of him, but I think as the season goes on, you're going to start seeing him be a regular rotational guy.
Yeah, I like this pick. I believe it was a steal. I would give the pick an A because I liked his ability to play through the pectoral injury and still manage to get 8 sacks, and he was also a member of the fearsome foursome. So
yeah, I think I'm gonna give it a solid B right there.
Okay, Nicholas Aaron says a B- because we traded up for him. I want to dog the Lions for trading up again. We only can have 53 individuals on the roster. We had so many draft picks. I think we actually probably had to do a trade for that fact alone because simply not everyone's going to make the roster. And obviously, if they go on the practice squad, they may get picked up. So Roland G says a B+. I kind of agree. I think that's a solid grade. Nicholas Aaron says A-. I love the guy. I'm with you, man. I mean, they're all right around there. So peace and quiet. What up, though? Welcome to the chat. My boy, Go Lions, says Bryant is a B+. Clemson had a deep line, and I 100% agree. We're all pretty in agreement when it comes to the grades around a B+ and A area. I think we're all on the same page with that. And so we can go ahead and now move on to my favorite pick of this whole draft is the 5th round. We got Amani Arure from Penn State. Awaraway. I destroy that guy's name. I murdered it. This Awaraway. I destroy that guy's name. I murdered it. Okay, I just heard me talk again. So someone's got to mute my voice so that I don't hear it. With that said, man, I think we got this cornerback in the 5th round. He should have been a 2nd round pick. This is a huge value pick here. He is going to join our defensive secondary, and we may have the best secondary in all of football.
I wouldn't go that far. I think there might be. I don't really know. What secondary do you think is better than ours? I'm going maybe with the Cardinals. They got Byron Murphy, and they got Patrick Peterson, J.J. Swearinger, Budda Baker, and that one other guy, Trey Boston or something like that. I think those are all pretty good picks. I think we have probably one of the best secondaries in the league. We have a lot of depth in the secondary, especially at safety position, where you have Andrew Adams, and then you got Tavon Wilson as your like kind of like your depth guys at the safety position. Our corners, we have 3 really good corners in Slay and Awarie and Coleman. Those are really good corners. And then the depth there is also there. You got Rashawn Melvin, you got Mike Ford, and you then maybe Tease Tabor. Let's just see how that goes. And we also got Jamal Agnew, who I don't really think is going to play that much on defense. I think he's more of a punt return guy. But overall, our secondary is looking really good, really complete. And that's same with the defensive line. And our linebackers right now, I think the linebackers, maybe if we get one more person in there. I know we got Trey Lamar, but I think we just need one more person in there. If we got Khalil Hodge, it would just complete the whole defense.
Yeah. I love this pick. It's also my favorite pick of the draft. Because he should have been picked in the 2nd round. And I love his and he said, and I also another thing I liked about him, he said one of the corners he modeled his game over was Darius Slay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a great person to model your skills after. Luke G says, it's not just you, Mike. I am bad with names. I destroy and murder names. Nicholas Aaron says REA. Man, I still can't get it right. Roland G says he's got a chip on his shoulder because the other teams didn't pick him. Yeah, man. I'm sure he's got a hell of a chip on his shoulder. I mean, from being told you're going to be a 2nd round pick to drop to the 5th, I would be. Go Lion says AA+. Stole him. I agree. I think it's a great, fantastic pick, and I just can't believe we got him. Mm-hmm. I'm not even going to say it again. I'll just say Ye said that he is going to make all 31 T's pass on him, pay for not taking him. I hope so, and I agree. Yeah. I know it's somewhat hard to transition in the NFL as a cornerback, but again, it's not like he has to be thrown in there because we're pretty deep at the cornerback position.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Brown or Khalil Hodge in the linebacker room. We have no holes on defense for beast mode. I agree.
Yep.
Beast mode, that is great news from Nicholas Aaron. And hey, Luke G, what up, Doe from Roland G? So with that said, let's move on to our 6th round pick. That is wide receiver Travis Fulgham, Old Dominion. Now, I was not surprised they decided to go wide receiver. I think is a smart move. Yes, we have depth at that position, but again, we got Marvin Jones Jr., who's getting older. At some point, he'll be gone, and this guy, Fulgham, when you look at him, he is a mold between Galladay and Marvin Jones. He's a big-bodied player who will be throwing a lot of red zone passes. And so I'm going to give this a solid, I'd say a solid B for this grade.
Yeah, I think everything from what you said, but I think this year, the main thing he's going to do in his rookie season is block. And that pretty much fits what we're trying to do because he's also a really good blocking receiver, and that's really good in my opinion.
I give this pick a B. I need to do a little more research on the guy before. What I'm hearing, he's a good pick, and I think it filled a need too because we need a little more receiver depth. So
yeah, exactly. Imagine Marvin Jones going down again. That would be horrible. a really
Yeah.
good depth there.
And it really does remind me of the Galladay pick when we drafted Galladay. Everyone's like, "Who is this guy?" And he ended up being a really good stud. And so
Mhm.
this could be literally Galladay 2.0. And it's going to
I
take a
hope it
little bit
is.
to learn the position, but when he does, the sky's the limit if it works out
Mhm.
well.
Yeah. I kind of want to go back to the Warrior pick for a second.
Go ahead.
Just ask you a question.
Yeah.
What happened? Would you have wanted to take a Warrior in the 4th round?
Yeah, I would have taken a Warrior in the 4th round.
Okay.
Absolutely. Again, I don't know how the hell he dropped. This is a weird draft because a lot of
It
players
was.
dropped that I did not believe would drop. I wanted him much earlier, actually, and through my mock draft, I actually got 3 of the players I wanted, not in the positions that I thought that would get, but I actually got 3 of them. I'm not going to say his name. Amani was one of those picks, and we got him in the
Yeah.
5th round. I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah. And honestly, it's just kind of weird in a way. Like, I'm just trying to think about what if we didn't get a Warrior? What if he like went in the 130s or something like that? I don't know. I felt like if he was available at 117, you should have drafted him there. I don't know. That's just me.
Hey, it worked out either way. So
It did.
obviously, Quinn is
Thankful.
winning, and he is a beast when it
That
comes
is a
to
lot.
picking talent. So Beast Mode says B or a B plus. He's very nice in the blocking, an excellent route runner.
That's
He'll be
right.
good in the red zone. And you see a trend here too. A lot of good blocking in this draft when it comes to the tight ends and the wide
Receivers.
receivers and the free
That's great.
agency. We are becoming a running first team.
Tough team, man. Tough team.
Absolutely. Beast
And-
Mode says, "Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I think Travis is just like a really good blocking. He's gonna do a lot of blocking this year, and also I think he can really develop into something special. But I haven't really done that much like film on him. I haven't had that much time, and when I do, I think that I'd love to do that. That's pretty much it for me on Travis. What do you have to say?
What was the question again?
Any more you want to add when it comes to our wide receiver, or do you want to move on?"
I can move on. I need to do more research on him.
Okay, awesome, man. Beast Mode says we got Fulgrim's teammate at ODU as an undrafted free agent.
Yeah, we did.
Good.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Noble Sports, what up, Doe? He says I give them an A overall for picking the players we needed. I'm with you,
Yep.
man, in agreement. Roland G says, "Did you get my tweet? The Giants' 6th round pick getting shot? Oh my God,
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that this morning, man.
Oh, he got shot?
That was horrible. His
that's
teammate
horrible."
got killed though. He's gonna make a full recovery, but his teammate's dead.
Jeez, man. Well, put prayers to his family. That's terrible
Yeah.
news. Hopefully everything
Yeah.
goes well. Sorry to hear something like that. Tone of Voice said he's exceptionally good, referring to the wide receiver. I agree. I think he could be the Galladay of this draft. So let's move on to our other 6th round pick, 186 overall, the running back Ty Johnson out of Maryland. I had no idea who this guy was. So as soon as he got drafted, I had to look a little bit and see what we're looking at. And he ran an unofficial 4.244 and a 4.440. And this guy actually ran a touchdown against Michigan on a kickoff, as well as he is super fast, averaging 7.7 yards a carry. When I heard these stats, I said, "What in the hell am I missed? I'd never even heard of this guy." Oh my God. That sounds insane. So I'm super excited we got him. I think this spells the end of Theo Riddick, and we have a hell of a 4 running back combination.
To me, I give it a solid A. He's very fast, very athletic, like running back. I think he's also kind of going to be our receiving back as well, which I think is pretty good. And so yeah, I give it a solid A. I think that's what I wanted in this draft, the kind of running back that I wanted. A really elusive, really athletic running back. I didn't really want that like fighting for extra yardage on the goal line kind of running back because I felt like that's what we had in CJ Anderson, and I felt like Kerryon Johnson can do that as well. But yeah, a really good pick. Exactly what I wanted our running back to be if we get picked one this draft.
Yeah, I give this pick an A- because I love his speed. I love that he's replacing Theoretic because I want him to go.
Yeah. We have
And
5
I
running
also think he could be used as maybe our kick returner.
Yeah, especially Jamal Agnew gets injured again. He'd be a very good replacement. I can't wait to see this guy.
Yeah, I'm thinking that he'll be our kick returner. Jamal Agnew will be our punt return. That's what I'm thinking.
Really?
Yeah,
Mm,
because
dang.
I know. Because
You
I
know,
knew.
I'm excited for preseason to see this young man fly because is he's running this
Yeah.
type of speed.
Him and Travis,
If
man.
he gets in the open field, it's over.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So let's get to the comments. Beast Mode says, a surprise. Kelvin Harmon out of NC State fell to the 6th round. He had comparisons to Michael Thomas. Dr. Dirt says, A+ overall, creating competition and finding very good talent in every position. Great point. We do have competition now at every single position, and none of these veterans are safe. Ghost Runner, what up, Doe? He says, I was shocked we got Bo as an undrafty. We will talk about that in a couple of minutes. I was shocked as well. Roland G, yeah, he got shot and his teammate was killed. That's terrible. I suspect prayers to him and his family as well as the killed individual. Ty Johnson just brings speed and competition to the team. I agree 100%. Beast Mode. So B minus. I could see that for sure. Micro Mike from Roland G. When we signed Khalil Hodge, I have no idea. I definitely dropped the ball on that one. I thought he would be a late 2nd rounder, early 3rd rounder. The guy just fell out of the draft. I definitely dropped the ball on that one. I was absolutely wrong, and I'm taking it all in for that.
Beast Mode. He says the only position we don't have competition at is fullback. Man, we have Nick Bodden, or I don't know if I'm saying that right, and Nick Ballore. We have competition everywhere, man.
Yeah, we do.
Even at fullback.
Yeah, we drafted the fullback last year, and he got injured and was out for the year. So now you got Nick Ballore versus him. So we'll see who competes. And I do feel like we're going to keep a fullback. This team is a running first team, so we'll see who wins that battle. I give the edge to the draftee over Ballore. But again, he may not be the same after his injury. Sometimes that happens. Buffed Up said, what up? What up, though, Buffed Up? Dirk says, I see easily 6 starters from this draft. Those who don't start create depth. I am with you, man. I think this is the best draft we had in probably ever. Buffed Up says, and kicker. Yeah, I don't see us having too much competition there. Luke G says, I reported that the Raiders tried and wanted to trade the 4th overall pick, but no one answered or called. That's funny. Typical Oakland Raiders. Beast Mode says, Bodden is going to be our fullback this year. We shall see. I agree. I give him the edge because he was drafted.
Let's go back to Luke G's thing. Do you think the Lions should have traded it up from 8, giving them maybe a 3rd and or our 4th, and maybe gotten up to 4 and got Josh Allen? Do you think we could have wanted to do that, or if they're desperate enough, just giving them a 4th or a 3rd?
I am happy with what our pick, and I'm glad we didn't trade up. I think the draft fell just the way it should have been. My fear was Jacksonville was going to take T.J. Hawkinson. When Josh Allen fell, I was shocked than all could be. I didn't care at that point. Whoever Jacksonville took, we were going to get the other one. So I would not have traded up in hindsight.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I wouldn't have traded up either because I was actually scared just like you that the Jags would take him. That would take TJ.
Yeah, once the Giants took the quarterback and I seen that Josh Allen and TJ Hawkinson was available for Jacksonville, I celebrated. Either way, I was going to be happy. I was hoping maybe Josh Allen would be there. I thought he'd be a little bit better, but as you've seen my video, I'm super happy we got TJ Hawkinson. He's going to revolutionize this offense. He's a blue chipper. Super happy about that.
Yep. It's amazing.
Tone of Voice says, this by far is the best and most complete team we've had since ever for me. I've been a Lions fan for 30 years. Well, since I wouldn't say when I was 3 years old I was a Lions fan, but I've been a Lions fan since I can remember, watching Barry Sanders on my dad's lap, and this is the most complete team we've had. Depth all around in which we've never had. We've always worried about injuries. The only injury I need to worry about now is Matthew Stafford. Other than that, I'm not worried. If we have an injury at the running back position or we have injury at the wide receiver position, offensive line, I think we are good to go. It's not going to be a giant drop-off.
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
What up, Doe Snoil? OG? He says, no point. We got our guy, best player available, and filled the need, had, and whole. Absolutely, I'm with you. So let's now move on to our 7th round pick, the 224th overall, the surprising pick, tight end Isaac Nada from Georgia.
Mhm.
That was a shocker for me, but I was not upset shocker. I feel at this point it didn't matter really what position you went. I still wanted Bo Benshaw at this point, but again, in hindsight, I'm so fine we got the tight end because we got him as well. Isaac spells the end of our anemic tight end positions. We completely removed everything from last year, and that makes me happy. And again, this confirms our running style. I give this a B.
A B. I give it a. I'll give it a B as well. It's exactly what we want to do. And again, it was who was Bob Quinn's highest rated player at that point in the draft. And there might have been someone else we could have wanted, like a Bill Benchwall or Khalil Hodge, but again, we got one of those players, and it's exactly what we want to do. And it really just shows that the tight end spot was once a weakness on our team, a really big weakness, and now it's one of our biggest strengths, and that's amazing to me. And just one off season.
Yeah, I thought I give it a B minus. I like this pick because it gets Michael Roberts out of there. I couldn't stand Michael Roberts.
Dude, our best tight end last year was Levine Toilolo.
And another and he also brings another blocking threat for the run game, and I'm glad. It brings more depth to the tight end position too.
It spells the end of Roberts, and with that alone, I just my grade went up to an A.
Oh my god. Oh god.
Tone of voice says, right, absolutely. Snoil says, yep, only spot lacking depth is quarterback, and I think they'll address that later this summer. They could, or they really believe in Connor Cook. So it's going to be one of those things. Do I believe in Connor Cook? Not necessarily. However, he did do well against us in the preseason last year. I thought we probably would get a quarterback in this draft to back up Matthew Stafford. But again, they believe in Connor Cook, and they do know better than I do. Jelani will be good. I agree. 313 JMO. What up, though? Nada is a tight end in the 7th round. Proves best player available. Absolutely, Snoil OG. Snoil, we have 8 tight ends now, including undrafted free agents. Hey, they want to go tight end heavy. Ghost Gunner, even if Stafford gets hurt, Connor Cook won't be forced to throw 50 times. Absolutely. That is a great point. We are now a running first team. If Stafford goes down, it's not going to kill us like years past where our offense would be completely done. Now we have a running game, and it's going to force Matthew Stafford to take less hurries when it comes to throwing the passes and less chances. And if he gets injured, it will help Connor Cook out as well. If he's our quarterback, Ghost Gunner says, I think we finally in a spot where Stafford goes down, we can keep the ship afloat. Again, I agree. Tone of voice, now that our team is so complete, I'm looking forward to see how the next year's draft strategy will look like. Man, I am with you. If the season goes well, I think this is what's going to happen, in my opinion. If the season goes well, like I do believe it's going to be, we're going to have a late draft pick, and it'll simply be best player available. We'll have so much depth, we won't need to pick a certain spot. We won't have to be forced to make a pick. I think it's best player available. Maybe it's to get a back right tackle. Maybe they decide Terrell Crosby. It's time for him to take over the right tackle spot. And Bo Benshaw take over the guard, and we decide to get a backup in that sense. However, if the season goes completely south, who knows? I don't believe that's going to be the case, though, so I don't even want to speculate with that.
In 2020, I think we either go get ourselves a wide receiver or an offensive lineman. I mean, Jerry Jeudy, T. Higgins, and there's a bunch of other receivers. And then on the offensive line, we got Walker Little, you got Andrew Thomas, and you got Tyler Bayadaz or something like that. I'm sorry. And you got just a lot of depth in the offensive line and at wide receiver next year. It's really an offensive explosion next year. Yeah. And so, and with that, I think we have to get a receiver or or like offensive line next year because Marvin Jones, he's going to be like in his 31 next year or something like that, and I think he's going to be like a cap casualty at that point. And then Rick Wagner, I mean, he's holding a lot of he has like a lot of cap. I think he's like the third most on the team. So I think if we got rid of him, that could free up a lot of cap space and really save money for like other players. And then we can go and get another tackle like Walker Little and Andrew Thomas, I think, or maybe even Trey Adams. I think that'd be pretty good. And on defense, I mean, it's complete on defense right now for the next few years. Maybe at defensive tackle, but if we resign Ashawn Robinson and whatever happens with Snacks should be fine. I think the defense should be good because I think Bob Gwine, he prepared us for if Snacks leaves with PJ Johnson and all that.
Yeah, for 2020, I think maybe we should go after a receiver or maybe offensive lineman. I'll be happy with maybe a Jerry Jeudy or a T Higgins. I'll be happy with that.
Jerry Jeudy is gonna go like top 5 or something like that.
Yeah, but I don't think we have a chance of Jerry Jeudy.
Maybe Colin Johnson. He's like 6'6" and he's huge. He's pretty good.
Yeah. I concur with you, Risky. I think this could be the last year of Rick Wagner as well as Marvin Jones. As we know, the Patriot way is you let a player go a year before they decide to fall out. And I think drafting that receiver, Mr. Fulgham, that will eventually be the replacement of
Fulgham? Yeah,
Fulgham. That will be the replacement of Marvin Jones, as well as I think Crosby is the replacement for Rick Wagner, with Bo Benshaw, who we'll talk about in a little bit, will be the right guard after Terrell Crosby.
I don't know. I kind of want our O-line to be. I don't really have that much. I like Terrell Crosby, but I don't think he's going to be like a really good starter. I think he'll be a starter, but I don't think he's going to be exactly what we want. If we can upgrade that position, I think that'd be good.
Okay, let's go to our final pick in the NFL draft, and that is 229 overall. Mr. Defensive Tackle P.J. Johnson out of Arizona now. So I did some research on this guy, and I wanted to know why this big guy, I think he's 350 pounds around there, why he fell to the 7th round. And they said his game tape was good, but he did not do good at the combine. So then I scratched my head and said, the reason he fell in the draft is because he did not do good at a combine with cones. Oh, my God. I don't understand this philosophy. I think the combine is far overrated. As you look at Snacks Harrison was undrafted defensive tackle. He couldn't run a fast 4.40 and look or 40. Now look how he turned out. I think P.J. Johnson eventually could become like a Snacks Harrison, and if he actually develops, he could be his replacement. I think this is a solid B+ pick.
Yeah, it's a really solid pick. Really good insurance for against Snacks, and I think, I hope he can develop into something special. But who knows? Really, I think he'd be a very good pick. He's a very good pick so far. Just gotta get into the off season and see what he can do. See if he competes. See if he does well. Who knows? Maybe he's like he becomes the steal of the draft, like everyone else on the team.
Yeah, I give this pick a B. I like this pick because he's one of those big defensive tackles. And, I think eventually we're gonna need to replace Snacks. So, I think it's a good pick.
Yeah.
Snoil OG says PJ Johnson is huge. He is definitely huge. Detroit's big Will Crosby played a lot of stamps last year is one reason we don't know, because he played that good. He did play good, and I thought he was the pick last year. He was my favorite pick of the draft. I thought Terrell Crosby was a fantastic right tackle in college, and he will eventually be a right tackle in the NFL. Buffed Up says PJ is too fat. He thinks he should take a diet. I think eat up, PJ. We need to stop the run. Nicholas Aaron says, turn chat off. I'll be here. I'll talk to you guys later. Adios, man. Have a good one. Buffed Up says he gets tired too quick. He got to put the chicken wings and pizza down. Man, he must love those chicken wings and pizza. So keep on eating, buddy. Injuries moved around the schools. He really has a personal story. He had medical issues a freshman. He broke his fibula. I seen he had so many issues when it comes to breaking his bones and his fibula and stuff like that. So that's awesome that he recovered from that, and it shows perseverance. Dr. Dink says, I would say 12 or 21, 22 for a quarterback. We still take a hit next year. I don't know if we're going to take a quarterback that high. I could see us taking one, again in the mid rounds. Luke G says PJ is 334. His weight is not 350. Just give him a couple more pizzas and he'll be up there. So our last player I'd like to talk about is my absolute favorite player. I had him mocked to us in the 4th round. Is the Wisconsin offensive lineman Bo Benshaw. We got him in free agency here now after the draft. I cannot believe that. I give him A++. He turned down 20 other teams to join Detroit Lions. I think he will be a fine guard. He is like the Terrell Crosby last year, but we got him as a free agent.
That's
I think
crazy.
he will be a starter next year, not this year. I think he's a fantastic player, a corn-fed young man that will help this offensive line for years to come.
Honestly, you saw that it was reported that like 20 other teams were interested in him, but I think the reason he chose Detroit was one, because he's like a running guard. He's like a run blocking guard, and we're going to have to do a lot of and that's like what our offense is going to be manning around. 2, he lives in Wisconsin, and Detroit is very near near Wisconsin, so it's not like he's moving to Miami. Like, that's pretty far away from home. And yeah, I think the other reason was because there's an open spot for him on the team. There's some competition at right guard right now, and all he has to beat is Tyrell Crosby, and Tyrell Crosby might move to right tackle depending on Rick Wagner. So I think he weighed his options and just said Detroit's the most complete team, and they're doing exactly what I want to do. So this is the team I want to go to, and I think that's a very smart thing he did.
I believe this pick was a steal.
It was.
I believe, I wanted us to draft to get a guard anyway. We happened to get him in free agency, so I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
Overall, this draft, after going through it all, I would like to. I give it a solid A. That's the highest draft grade I've ever given the Detroit Lions. I think they did a fantastic job. I would give it an A+ if we got Josh Allen, but I love TJ Hawkinson. We got the cornerback in the 5th round, and we got Bo Benshaw as an undrafted free agent. This is the highest grade I've ever given them. I am very happy about this draft. This team is now complete. There is no holes, and we had a great offseason. We've had a fantastic time so far, and I think the sky is the limit for this team.
I'm giving it an A+ just because we have no holes, and that's something I've never experienced while being a Detroit Lion fan, and that's just special. In one draft, we had a lot of holes, and now we have none. That's amazing. That's an A+ in my opinion.
Yeah, I give this draft an A because we didn't make any, we didn't make any beautiful picks, but we made the picks that we needed. We filled our
Smart
needs,
ones.
and we made smart picks, and we made the picks that fit our scheme instead of making those luxury picks like the fans wanted, like the media wants.
Man, everyone wanted Greedy Williams, but he sucks with the run defense, and 40 to 50% of the time the offense is running the ball. So on 40 to 50% of the time he plays, he's basically useless. So I mean, that's kind of crazy to me.
All right, that was a good segue by Carl there, because the media, he talked about the media. First off, I want to go with Free Press. Carlos Manure gave us a D-. And when I look around the NFL, we averaged through the mainstream media as the 10th worst draft this year by teams. They ranked us the 10th worst. I think they are absolute morons, and they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They don't pay attention to our teams, and
listen,
I
they gave
don't
the
understand.
Packers an A, so don't even listen to them, okay?
Yeah, I don't listen to them.
And again, I wanted to thank all the Lions fans. The DSA and DVE movement is really taking roots here because I checked the video from the Free Press through Carlos Manure, and he had more dislikes than likes, more thumbs down than thumbs up. That is a testament that everything that's been taking place in these last couple of months is really holding root. Now, before we get off, I want to give the last words to Risky, and then Carl. What do you want to say to the guys?
Man, be excited for this year. This is the best we've ever looked. And you look at the depth chart, and you just notice there's no holes, but there's a lot of competition. I think that's going to bring out the best in all the players. And Matt Patricia, he's making this team tough. I mean, you go back to other games when we had Jim Caldwell, and we weren't tough. We were never the tough team, especially when we went 11-5. We were never tough, and now we're tough. And I think that's what's going to help us win a championship.
Yeah. I just got one last thing to say. I mean, don't come unprepared to class. Before you start judging these decisions that the Lions are making, do your research, man. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and that's a good one. Before I get off, I want to say again, everyone, make sure you subscribe to Risky's Football Talk and Carl Alexander III. I would like to do our weekly Lions Talk on their channels. They need to get more subscriptions up. We get them up, and the DSA movement moves forward, and then we all can go on each other's channels. So please, again, if you have not subscribed to them, do that now, please. Also, check out Detroit's Drew. He has got some fantastic Detroit Lions content as well as the other content. Make sure to go check him out, as well as the boys of the round table, Mr. 313 JMO, the Gridiron Blitz, Luke G's Field Review, and Noble Sports Entertainment. Make sure to check them out if you're already not. And also the DVE, that would be our man Beast Morris's and Everything King. Those are the guys that started this all. Same with the round table. With all that said, I appreciate you guys joining us, and I'm about to head off right now. So again, thank you, and have a good one.
Yeah, man. Good night,
Have
everyone.
a good one, y'all.
Damn.